God, we're already recording. This has been a whole.
You joined. We thought you was invisible. It started recording.
I hit record because I thought you were going to do a bit.
No,
You weren't there.
no.
Like, oh, I'll get it.
No, I have literally. I woke
Then
up.
it was very obvious that he ran in, clicked join, and then was like, "Man, I really need to go take a piss."
100% what happened. That is.
No, we couldn't tell. Couldn't hear anything.
Not good. Excellent. You totally could. And that's what was the worst bit, right? What was 100% the worst bit was that, it's happened in the past where like the microphone's gone through to my headset mic and I've got to take a piss, and then it's a bit awkward. People listen to me piss.
Done that before, yeah.
And so I was there, I start my business, blah, blah, pissing. Dylan starts laughing. I was like, oh no. So I stopped the pissing. I check my headset. I'm like, no, it's not that one. I start pissing again. The moment I start pissing again, Dylan laughs again. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So juvenile.
It's because I'm sitting there going, he's pissing. And then you stopped. And I was like, oh. And when again, I was like, oh, he really needs to piss.
No, it was because
I was like, he's still gone.
No,
It was a blockage.
I did like the male version of Kegels. I stopped the floodgates.
Yeah.
Very healthy.
Yep, 100%. Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes you hear something, or like your public toilet, and you hear like a weird noise or something like that, and you'll be like,
yeah.
Right, no,
or you try and like in the middle of the night when you're hyper aware that you are peeing in like a very silent house and you're making a lot of noise, so you try and like make sure you don't hit the water, you hit the side of the bowl, so it just has that like suppression.
Very good. Before all that, I was saying that Ash, that I was like, you're running late, but I assumed it was just going to be me sitting in silence as you two talk about the grand final anyway. But
what a game!
What a.
The only thing I have to offer to any of this conversation is a couple of days ago, whenever we went to record whatever, and at this stage I had no idea who was playing in the grand final, and we go to record Marvel Cast or some shit like that. We sit in before recording. I go to Ash. I'm like, so how much do you care about the grand final tomorrow? I have no concept of anything. Ash just goes, a fair bit. I was like, why is that? My team's playing in it. I was like, oh, Brisbane's in it. I was like that out of it. But it was just a fair bit.
Yeah, fair bit.
Yeah. I was like, oh, my bad.
What a game.
Yeah, I don't know what to say, you know, we won convincingly.
And it's not that much talk because I didn't even watch it, to be perfectly honest with you.
Really?
I was playing Deadlock the entire, because I have this problem, right? I have this real problem with grand final day that frustrates the shit out of me.
You're a fake fan.
Is that it's on Channel 7. And that is a pain in the ass for me to try and organize Channel 7 just to watch the game. And then I just I listened to it while I was playing Deadlock.
Download the app and sign in.
The app, sign in, cast it. Then I'm getting Channel 7 emails to my email being like, hey.
That's why I use a burner.
Ugh.
So hold on. How do you usually watch football then?
Fox, like KO.
But it wasn't on
KO.
but
they don't have the rights
for
the
grand final. They
grand
don't have the
final.
rights for the grand final.
That's crazy.
Which I think they do next year. But yeah, so like Fox Footy has like...
No, I think they get... they're allowed to have their commentary on every game next year.
Okay, but you pay all this money for KO, you watch 98% of football there all year, and then
99.
99. Literally. So what happens on Fox Footy on grand final day is they have the pre-show, they build up to it, Katy Perry's there, you watch the Katy Perry
that,
bit.
It was terrible.
What are you talking about? What a piece of Australian art.
No. Can I say, if I was a Sydney Swans fan, I would have been pissed that it was Katy Perry. Because like the first two songs that she sings, the first one was fucking Eye of the Tiger, whatever. You're gonna hear me roar, which is heavily Lions based. And then like she went on like the second song she did was also very appropriate for the Brisbane Lions, and I was like, this is just a bad omen. This is just if I was Sydney, I'd be.
It's how we felt last year when they had Kiss come out. They're wearing black and white.
Yeah,
they're wearing black and white. It's bullshit.
Black and white. I didn't even think about that last year. But yeah, no. So if I was a Sydney supporter, I'd be like, "Oh, this is not looking good for me."
You get a Swans-based performance next year.
Yeah. But no.
She didn't watch.
I didn't watch the actual game. No, I watched highlights and stuff, and I listened to bits and pieces of it. But I played Deadlock because
How do you be that committed to watching a sport all season and then
committed to a team?
I'm committed.
Like how many
have
non-Hawthorn
told you
matches?
how? No. Okay, so this is my rule. Okay, this is how like petty or childish I almost am about football.
I feel like it's very petty. I feel like everyone should watch the grand final, right? If you like watching AFL, like, it doesn't matter if you're or not.
Yes and no. Like the thing is, right? If it was easily accessible to me, like if it was on Fox, I probably would have watched.
You got a public holiday. At least you can do is fucking tune in.
Isn't it a Victorian civic duty to watch the grand final?
That's fair.
That's the trade-off.
I listened to it, you fucks, while playing Deadlock. But yeah, like no. So, my childish and almost pettiness over footy is, I will watch other games of football over the weekend until Hawthorn's game, and if Hawthorn loses, football stops existing until the following Wednesday. Like I just don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anyone talk about it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want
to see any other teams have any success.
I don't want to see any other teams have success. I don't want to hear any of the pundits talk about what went wrong for Hawthorn or that Hawthorn's arrogant or anything like that bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. I don't want to hear nothing.
They can't take any of the trash that they dish
they can't take the trash. Nothing. So literally, after we lost the fucking elimination final. Oh, was it? It was the semi. After we lost the semi,
was over.
You lost. We
lost the semi-final. After we lost that game, I didn't look at anything football for an entire week until Port Adelaide lost to Sydney the following week. Looked at nothing. Consumed no footy media. Zero. That's how fucking childish I am. With it, it's because, and so then again, Hawthorn wins. I'll watch footy games for the rest of the weekend. I will listen to footy like podcasts and stuff on the way home from work or the way to work each day. Like, it's so funny and so bad. And so like it's grand final. There's some, to be honest, it was a shit game. Unless you wanted Lions to win.
Yes, unless you're a Lions supporter, it was not a fan for the neutrals.
It was not a good game for anybody else who isn't a supporter, and it definitely wasn't a good game for the Swans.
Which was good for my heart because we've had
of course, right?
Massive comebacks the last 2 weeks. I don't think I could have taken another close
exactly,
game.
Right? Like it was, and to be honest, right, it's just funny looking back at the Sydney record now, which is like one win and like 4 losses.
6.
Oh, it's 1 out of 6. I knew I was right. My parents tried to correct me today, but it's 1 out of 6, which is very unlucky, especially when
under
like,
John Longmire, obviously.
Yeah, under John Longmire. Like it's very funny when you look at it and you look back retroactively and you go, "Well, fuck, right? You idiots!" Just like they were the best team all year. They had a couple like weird moments where they were just a bit off Sydney, but
they lost form at the wrong time. Yeah. Unfortunately.
And then they played really well the last 2 games that they had to play. Mm-hmm. And then today, just fucking bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. Yeah. But no. That's all
it's good. It's a great story, great narratives, lots of great individual stories. Lockie Neal playing on one leg effectively, or at least 1 foot. Apparently snapped it halfway through the last quarter. So after nursing it for however many weeks, Chris Fagan becomes like the oldest coach ever to win. The first coach who's never played.
Do you mean Dennis Pagan?
Oh, fucking BT. Fucking useless. But good for Dennis getting back in public eye. Shout out to him. And I think the thing that made me happiest was seeing Oscar McInerney on the boundary, just being so happy during the presentations. Like a guy who you felt for him, but he was so happy for everybody else. That's what you aspire to be, and we all are well short of that. So it's very fulfilling. Obviously, a Lions supporter for a long time, 21 years between drinks. several years in the doldrums
What's that mean?
21 years between wins.
between premierships. Yeah,
Right. Okay. I was like, what the fuck did you just say?
fucking normie.
It makes. I'll tell you something. It makes life being. I had my my like territory manager down this week. Tried to connect to me talk about sports.
Yeah,
Like I don't care. It makes it hard to socialize, man.
yeah, that's true.
Esports.
I don't know. I don't think there is anything else that quite hits the same way sports do.
I get you. No, I 100% get you. Like it's just the care and the yeah, sports are very important to me. And it's very bad. Like my anxiety, Hawthorn games are fucking horrible when I'm like anxious or anything like that. Like I had the most fun going to the elimination final a couple of weeks ago because we smashed them the entire time, and there was no hope for the dog. Like Western Bulldogs never looked like they were coming back because I'm the most pessimistic person. Even as Ashley tweets every time, you know, oh, we'll lose it from here. You know, I've seen us fucking bottle it from here. As he tweeted out, retweeted yesterday. Like I think it's one of those things for it where you get behind and you support and I've talked about before. I use it as a thing with bonding with my dad and stuff like that and hanging out with him. So yeah, sport's pretty cool. Sport's pretty great.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's a crazy gamut. And obviously last year my big thing was we were going to get a double parade.
Yeah, double parade. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. Turns out it was never actually going to be a thing this year because the two grand finals were on different weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So there was more time. They would have single parades. But the Broncos completely fell off a cliff this year, and then
also
they sacked their coach.
Hilarious from a Victorian point of view, how quickly a lot of Victorians have jumped off of AFL this week and backed the Storm for the NRL Grand Final. I mean, even though. Because it was a non-Victorian, which I never understand. I don't care that it's a non-Victorian Grand Final. I like it. You know what? I like the Brisbane Lions. Kai Lohmann is probably one up there with one of the players that I'm like, I really like it, kid.
You like your vibe?
Yeah, I like Kai Lohmann a lot actually. But yeah, it's what it is. So to see so many people get behind NRL now, quite amusing, quite funny.
Quite funny. Well, I mean, there was talk that they were going to move their final in Melbourne to what's it called, Marvel Stadium, try and get more people in.
Yeah,
but
which it would have worked
probably. But yeah, hopefully Melbourne win next week because I can't stomach the thought of Penrith winning 4 seasons in a row. So
Panthers, of course.
Yeah. So sports are great. Also, they're bad. That's the sum of it.
So what would you like to talk about, Dylan?
You don't want to know what I've got a story for. I'm about to. I don't know how much Ash.
Wait, can I throw out my last little tidbit?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I get the sports bet message occasionally, like text.
Oh my god, you fucking idiot! I saw this. You fucking idiot!
I also saw this, and even with my little understanding, this is your fault for being non-committed.
You fucking idiot! Like, how much would you have won? Like,
I'll tell you. So they're like, if you deposit like $25, you get a $25 bonus bet. I'm like, I'll put $25 on the Lions to win. I'm like, $25. It's just. I'm like, some pundits like Will Ashcroft. I think he's going to win
the Norm Smith
medal. So best on ground. I'm like, sure, why not? It's $25. It's not technically my money. Let's put it on there. It says I could potentially win $425. So I'm tracking the game, and he's doing pretty well. He's like right up the top there, amongst the disposals. But then they've got the cash out button on the app. It's like it was going up. Like it's like fucking Deal or No Deal. If you're close to getting that top prize, they'll offer you more money. I'm like, oh yeah,
Thing is,
it was up to like offering.
Up,
it was up to $190 at one point, and then the fourth quarter happens, and the game kind of goes to shit because they're not playing anything, and he's dropped down.
I'm
like,
quarter?
Yes,
Ash, you pulled the ripcord.
But Lachie Neale played so well. 2 guys had already kicked 4 goals. I'm like, no, I don't think.
Nobody gives a fuck for the Norm Smith. Nobody gives a fuck about who kicks goal most of the time for Norm Smith.
Bobby Hill won for 4 goals last year.
Yeah, but that's fucking. He was insane. But the fucking. And he was in a forward line that did nothing. You're crazy. I can't believe you pulled the ripcord.
No, but most of his disposals were handballs and little dinks and that kind of stuff. I didn't think. And Lockie Neal's the name, the vote everybody's looking at.
Back your man.
So yeah, I cashed out at $95. So I mean, $100 in the bank.
Still got it, but
But yeah, that's my story of.
Did you win okay off the Brisbane win bet? Was that?
Yeah, I doubled my money. So they're like $2.08. So.
Okay. Yep.
But yeah, I was very depressed. I'm like anybody but Will. He's got many years to get many more. He'll get many more opportunities. Why? But no, he had to become the youngest Norm Smith medalist of all time. Whatever. Let's move on. What's your story, Dylan?
Well, I don't know how much you know about this, but it involves money.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And also getting fucked.
Is this about a bunch of emails I've been seeing in the account?
Yes. So over the past few weeks, I'd like to now breaking Explosion Network news to both of you. We've been hit by a scam. So has the term chargeback schemes?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So we've been hit by one of those. And
How?
So they spammed dollar donations, like thousands.
I wish thousands. Okay, all right. I wish I'd known about this sooner.
Yeah. So thousands of dollar donations, and hundreds didn't go through because the system picked them up as fraudulent and whatever, and then some did and whatever else. And then they've weirdly, it's like my sixth sense knew something was happening in the middle of the night, because I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and I'll just be like, fuck, check the time, and it'll be like 3 o'clock. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to watch a YouTube video for 15 minutes, then I can go back to sleep for a couple hours or something. My brain just cannot settle for some reason. Mm. So this one time I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like, I'm fine, I'm flicking around, and I see these emails. It's like a refund, things come through. I'm like, what the fuck? And it was 10 minutes after it happened. So I open that and I'm straight away, I'm like, I know what's happening here. This is not good. So they've already pushed through a couple, issued refund, chargeback scheme for them. So then I fucking jump out of bed at 4 a.m., grab my laptop, because I'm like, all right, now I need to try to beat them. So now I'm going through and I'm finding out of the thousands of transaction lists through this list of ones that come through, and I'm refunding all the I'm refunding all the ones before they can issue you a chargeback for all the other ones. So that took an hour, because you have to open it up, click on it, write reason, click through, all this sort of shit. Now I have an ongoing case currently to try and get, I don't know, some sort of, I don't even know if there's a win out of this. It's just a, hey, it didn't get worse scenario. But yeah, so that's been fun for the last.
Well, we have the wait. Which did they do it through
Ko-fi.
Twitch?
Ko-fi.
Do we not have it Isn't it somewhat protected by having the spiel on Ko-fi that's
well,
donations are non-refundable or some shit? Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada.
I don't. Yeah, you would think that's so. It's gone through Ko-fi's. They've gone through Ko-fi, but then they've paid through Stripe, which uses basically any card. I mean, all these places, I've had this happen before and I've won it. I had someone attempt to do one a year ago, and I actually they donated $50 this random account and then attempted to charge it back straight away. And I was and they did it all through PayPal, and I was like, nah, I'm going to fucking win this. And I actually ended up winning it where they didn't get there. So I got the free $50 out of that. I sent off all these screenshots, stuff about Ko-fi being, this sort of stuff. Now, the thing about that one is, PayPal must be more protected or something, because it said
PayPal probably knows what it's doing, has had
a bit more, because they were this thing, they're issuing it, but it didn't attempt to take the money back straight away. I think it was sort of put in this limbo state. Whereas the current situation is, as they were, this other place were triggering it, it's we need this money now. So it was taking the money straight away. So that's why I like jumped out of bed and was like, okay, now I've got to like get on top of this or else this is going to be worse. Now the other problem with this is when someone donates like $1, it's like, for example, like if you donate $1 through Ko-fi and you pay through Stripe, I think it's only like 67 cents come through, right? So
but
for
you
every
get charged
dollar,
for the $1.
yeah. So, but now every dollar I'm refunding, I'm like,
Used to get $1.
It's like losing.
We're losing
money.
30 cents. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous. Basically, long story short, if anyone wants to
help us,
maybe don't donate the Ko-fi right now. But I'm about currently nearly $500 out of pocket. Is the thing.
Wait, but how do you get like? I guess
because
per
between the chargeback, the few chargebacks they put through, and then having to refund hundreds and hundreds of $1 donations and losing the point like 30-40 cents per one. Fucking hell. But you know, that's the downside of and I'll tell you what, the bank that the refund the chargeback scheme coming through, it's coming from Saudi Arabia.
Them motherfuckers should have enough money. They've got oil and shit.
You would think so, hey.
We're sorry for all that critiquing. Rubbed them the wrong way.
Yeah. So we can now join the long list of you know, you haven't made it until you've been hit by a chargeback scheme, I hear.
Mm.
But yeah, fun. So I'm like doing all these emails backwards and forwards, trying to like talking to Stripe, talking to Ko-fi. I'd say honestly, Ko-fi's being a bit more helpful than Stripe so far, to be honest. But
Ko-fi
Stripe don't care; they get their money.
Yeah, up to Ko-fi. I guess the bad thing could be that if you've refunded a bunch of it, it's no longer Stripe's thing. It's like Ko-fi's got to give you the money back.
Well, the alternative is if I didn't refund them and they push through the chargebacks, I could have been like thousands of dollars.
Mm.
So, like, it was a choice of I'm going to lose a few. Quickly your brain goes, this is going to be several hundreds of dollars versus potentially thousands. So, you know, a choice was made.
You could have just closed the account.
Yeah, but then if I close the account, I'm like, I can't fight it. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, then I'm like, you sort of, it's like make a choice and then I want to fight it still or attempt to, or even from the point of like, if at the end of all of this, like I'm still just out of money, but Ko-fi's like learns a way to protect
they can't use Stripe
someone
anymore.
else. I don't know. Like that would still be helpful, I guess, because at the moment you can like the dude I've been talking to, you can tell he's like you can tell it's a very much like, I don't know, we're looking for a way to find out how this happened or like why.
How to combat it.
Yeah, how to combat it. So, I mean, if at the end of that's what I mean, the end of the story, if they're like, look, they're like we've implemented new systems or something, I'd be like, oh, well, I was the sucker, but someone else can't help someone else, I guess. So, but yeah, that's it. For people who don't know anything about these chargeback things, people do it, streamers and shit all the time. Like it's, you hear about people. You ever see like people on streams where it's like someone random donates $1,000 and they've never heard their name in chat and they'll just refund it straight away because they're like, nah, like nah, fuck off with that shit. Like $1,000 with whatever the percentage is for a chargeback fee, they're like, I'm just refunding that shit. So, but potentially, it's weird the shit that people do though. Yeah, it's fine. They just emailed me. Stripe. We want to know the case is on hold. Yeah, because I'm fucking waiting to hear back about. Just chill out, would you? Good lord. Anyway, that was my story. I'll turn it into a downer. This is what it is, but
this is an uplifting note. We're going to see each other in 2 weeks.
I was going to say, next time that we should record this show will be in person.
Not quite.
Why not?
What?
Not quite. So we still record
PAX
next
is
Sunday.
2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Record Arcade Couch between the cushions.
Oh, between the cushions. Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant like just recording.
No, not recording in general, like this show. Yeah, no, this show.
No, this show. So should we do it in a very loud area? Like
we should find where they're about to do a cosplay competition. And
and
should
not have
record
any
in
way
the
to
back of
listen
the
to it at
theatre.
the same time and make sure it sounds okay. Just like wing it and just record and just assume it'll be okay.
We should find one of the
We should find one of the
panels.
more popular panels and then
Yeah,
record during
just
that. Yeah.
During that, like just sit in it.
like
and be
right
recording.
next to it. Yeah.
Right at the front. I'm sure they'd
Right at the
appreciate that.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Are you still? Are you looking forward to? You're on a panel, aren't you, Ash? You can have those
Yes.
You're
What
on a
day is
panel.
that again?
It's Saturday, 5 p.m. Kookaburra Theatre.
Yeah.
Are we prepped? No, but we're going to be.
Okay, good. That actually saves me because I was trying to put stuff in the calendar. So hold on,
I think 5 p.m.
What time
correct.
again?
Pretty sure it's 5 p.m.
What's that called again?
The console clash. Green versus blue.
All right, well, I'm putting in the calendar at 5 p.m.
Damn. If only one console had been red versus
Is it an
blue would have
hour?
sounded way better.
Yeah, I think so. I assume so. Sure, all the panels are like an hour.
Oh, yeah, I assume so. Yeah. All right, 5 p.m. Cool. Put that in. Trying to organize my life. Trying to organize my PAX life. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's record Arcade Couch.